Hey everybody, Shaun Keating here. I want to welcome you to the Dental Up podcast show by Keating Dental Arts, where anything goes and nothing stays. Get the latest clinical focuses in dental and thought-provoking spins on the most viral topics out there. Join us every week for the most mind-enhancing ways to grow your practice, mixed with lifestyle, sports, news, and topics that don't suck. Hey everybody, I'd like to welcome you this week to this Dental Up podcast. We're talking today with our longtime account, my first dentist I'd ever had when I started my lab, Dr. Rick Crossland. He's from Clearwater, Florida. Dude, Rick, man, I'm just so glad we're talking. I haven't seen you in a while, but dude, you just really rock and roll with us. You do so much work, and I'm just so thankful you have the time to sit. I know you just got done with a whole day of practice. But man, it just
I look that bad.
You look good, man. Looks like you're ready to go out for the night, man. But no, Rick, I can't thank you enough. We've been together many years, over 20 years now, and when I started my company, you're my first doctor that kind of came over and started with me, and I just remember like yesterday, the first month of business, I remember we did our invoices and we sent them out to all our 40 doctors or whatever I had at the time to do the work. And I didn't really realize it because I didn't know what I was doing, starting my own company, but we sent the bills out and then they have 30 days to pay. So it was like 60 days out and I had no money. And I remember I had to call you a couple weeks later and say, Rick, I can't make payroll. I can't pay my vendors. I had like $60,000 in bills that I had to pay that was just past due and employees and everything. And yeah, I remember you said to me, Shaun, I'll send you some money, don't worry. And I go, what do you think? What are we gonna, how do we do it? I go, well, I can just wire it to your bank. And $60,000, you that night wired that money to me, and that was the start of Keating Dental Arts. And if we wouldn't have had that, I don't know if we would be where we're at today. So I want to thank you, man, big time for that. And I can't thank you.
You're welcome. You know, it's hurting me not to say something like, are you ever going to pay me back or something? But I can't do that to you.
Oh, I did pay you back.
You've given me much more than that over the years, buddy. You've been awesome. It's been great. It's a good relationship. Knowing I can call you and Bob and talk to you like brothers, it's pretty cool. And the work is fantastic, man. You treat me well.
Oh, that is so awesome.
You made my dental practice easy.
Yeah,
easy's good.
You really are unbelievable talent when it comes to dentistry. You just do so much work. But before we get talking about that, let's talk a little bit. I know you're a big basketball guy. Heck, you even play basketball, don't you? Weekly? Are you still playing basketball every week or what?
Just dislocated my finger a couple weeks ago. That's why the bill went down a little bit. But,
I was going to say, you weren't at your usual $30,000 month now. That's unbelievable. You're still playing with the boys, huh, out there?
Yeah. Trying to.
Are you doing a half court or you do a full court? How's that work?
It's a full court, but it's not a full-size full court. That's
still that I got those in the work. Yeah, the workout centers.
It's an old fart full court.
Well, we call half court, man, playing horse. I get tired playing horse. I can imagine trying to play the whole course, man, going, But that's
how's your boat?
Boat's good, man. I still throw up on it every time.
I need to come out and get on that thing with you.
You got it, man. We got to get out. We do a lot of fishing locally. Right where I'm at, we're in Dana Point, and you go 5 minutes out of our harbor, and we're in deep canyons and pulling up 1,000-pound marlins. I'm not pulling those big up.
If you think you can get me to catch one, I will come out.
Oh, I know.
I am like the patron saint for fish. No one catches a fish when I'm on the boat. I'm horrible.
Well, it's all on the captain you got on your boat. I have a captain because, I'm always throwing back the beer, so I can't drive that thing, and I don't even know how to drive it. I can't even start the damn thing, but it's he knows.
You got an Uber driver on that thing?
I got a full-time captain, baby. He works for me here at work, and then when I want to go fish, I go, let's go. And so that's the only way to do it. Just they'll bait your hook for you, tie your knot. They'll drop it down for you and let it tug, and then you can come from the salon after, watching your TV, and you just grab the pole and start winding, and it's like, oh, okay. I don't even like to eat the damn fish, but I love catching fish.
That I could do. Can you catch them already filleted?
You can't, but my boys will have that done like a freaking sushi artist in like 2 minutes, and they're eating that stuff raw, and I can't even stomach fish, really regular fish, cooked, but let alone sushi. I'm not a sushi guy. I got that weak stomach ever since I was a baby. I was thrown up on airplanes and boats, and I still get sick on my boat.
But I've seen you put down some steak.
Oh, I eat a piece of meat and a potato you put in front of me, and I'm going to be meat, potatoes, and corn, dude, and I'm like in heaven. You give me my wife.
What's the name of that steakhouse you took me to, your buddy owned?
Lone Star Steakhouse.
Lone Star, yeah. That was it. All I could think of was Longhorn. I knew that wasn't it.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that's good stuff. They had that Cajun ribeye that you'll burp that up for about 2 days. You'll know that you ate that. I tell you, man. My wife, every time I eat that Cajun ribeye, she's like, "Get away from me, Shaun. Do not," because I belch in all the beer I drink, and it's like, I'm just like, don't do it. I think when we went to that Laker game that time, I was doing some burps, and people, when you're in the small confines, yeah, burp.
Oh, no.
That's just terrible.
No.
Let's not go there, but,
Yeah, this is going on. This is going live. That's in there now.
This is live. Well, you know what? The good Lord, we are what we are. But
Bob came to visit me in Florida. You haven't.
I know.
You come down. We'll go out to the casino out there. They got a bone-in ribeye. It's got like a 2-foot bone in that thing.
For Fred Flintstone.
You can play baseball with that when you're done eating. It's pretty good.
Oh, it's a tomahawk, man. I've had a few of those.
It is the tomahawk. It is
tomahawk. Bob and Patrick went down to Clearwater down there. You're in Clearwater. You're right over there. You're right over there by those Scientologists. How's that working out there? No, you better be quiet. You better be quiet. Don't come and close down. No, hey.
Those guys did come down to the beach. We had some fun.
Oh yeah, they talked about it.
Patrick wanted to come back.
Yeah, he does. He talks about it. I told him I'm doing a podcast. They're going, let's go back to Clearwater because you got a just awesome place down there too, a little vacation place on the water too, and they're just saying,
you should buy that off of me just for your employees to come hang out.
You know what? I'll add it to the property portfolio. Let's work that out. You talk your guy, talk to my guy, and we'll make that happen. Yeah. You made your 800%, and now it's time for me to sit down for 10 years and make nothing. No. I remember back in the days when you were, that real estate went up and down, and all of us kind of, I know a lot of people lost money with, back in the day, but I'm glad I didn't really have money back then because I would have lost it all, and I don't really have money.
That's what happened. All the profit. Me and my buddy owned the first one together, and then we, right at the height of the market, we bought a second one, and we split them up, and we're just now getting back to where we were money-wise. We're just now back to even. And so there was no money in that one. We blew that.
Well, but
I'm not very good at lucky stuff like that.
Well, we're just, we don't. We're not.
My best investment was Keating Dental Arts.
Yeah, exactly.
I had interest on that one.
Yeah, you've done many, many millions of dollars since we started, and I've got probably millions of dollars from you. I mean, out of all my doctors, you're always up the top 1, 2, or 3, and it's amazing how you do that. I mean, I know your area Clearwater, and how do you really attribute it to? I mean, just the area. Do you do marketing a lot? Outside marketing? Is it internally? Tell me a little bit about it, because I have a lot of dentists that are in certain areas, and that's why we do this podcast, just to try to give some tips out there. There's a lot of younger dentists starting off, and it's different than when you start. I mean, when did you graduate college? Where'd you go to Pitt? Wasn't it Pitt?
Yeah, but my God, that was back. They just made the school back. No, 80 from Pitt, and then 84 from dental school at Pitt also.
My brother was 81. Yeah.
I don't know. Being from Pitt, I mean, like the Steelers, we don't change coaches much. I got the same staff I've had for 3 of them have been here for 27, 28 years, and
that's key.
I've got some 15s and 16s in here, and the two new girls are at 11. So we don't have a lot of turnover, and the patients don't have a lot of turnover. But like you said, it's a retirement community, so there's there's a lot of teeth breaking and a lot of people that, put everything off all their lives, taking care of the kids and everything else and stuff. Now it's like their time to, take care of their own teeth. So it's been good. But now it's just all internal marketing and actually it's just all referral based. I mean, I do no marketing or anything, thank God.
Do you do much insurance, or is it mostly fee for service, or little both?
It's probably 30-40% insurance, but not on any plans or any capitation or preferred client lists or anything. It's just I'll take any insurance that the insurance you can come here.
Yep.
And I'm not on any preferred provider list or anything like that. But we just have fun.
Yeah.
Hardest part is all the food we get.
They bring you food, huh?
Patients bring in some serious food every day, man. I'm getting fat.
I love that. I wish no one brings me here. I mean, excuse me, no one brings me anything here, but they probably look at me.
I'll come out. I'll take you out. I'll take you out to dinner. We'll have some fun.
Oh yeah, no, that's my highlight. I mean, you kind of.
That was my best trip. That trip to California. That was awesome.
That was so cool.
You did me right that day. And then I think we even stopped on the way home in Vegas, and it was one of the few times I've ever won.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I've been with you to Vegas, man, before, and you're a baller, man. You play that blackjack like I was getting nervous, and it's like, whoa, man.
Get out of here.
I'm serious.
You're the king.
Yeah, right. I learned how to do $100 bets watching you, and then I've won and I've lost, but it's you got to bet big to win big in a way, and that way that blackjack goes, man, you get on it and you get in a roll, and it's pretty neat, pretty exciting. But I'm like, my attention span's so small, I'm good for like an hour or so, and I could be up a lot, and I'm like, nah, let's go over to the bar area, listen to the music and get some snacks. And my buddy's like, are you kidding me? You're rolling. It's like, dude, come on, man. Come back to it or whatever.
Yeah. Get bored.
Yeah, I get bored pretty easily, but that's so cool, man. Now, what about, like in your practice, I know you've had your different associates through the year, but how many operatories do you have in your practice, and how many how many hygienists do you got and stuff like that?
We have seven operatories, but I have 3 hygienists. So I work out of, I have 4 operatories. I usually just I have 3 assistants though. So I work out of 3 of them. If things go really crazy or someone needs to come in just for something quick, like recent med or temporary or something, then I'll have the 4th room. It was where I had a couple associates, but good guys too. Matter of fact, they send you still, but different circumstances. One went and opened up a practice with his wife. One took over a practice. The guy got killed in a traffic accident. He was a good friend of his, but 2 good guys. But I'm gonna be single for a few more years here, and then I'll probably bring somebody in and get ready to ride off into the sunset.
Man,
you're probably for 5 or 6 more years.
I need you. Come on, man. I'm counting on you. That's pretty amazing.
Then I'm coming to California and working for you.
Come, I got an operatory here. I need a full-time dentist. I'll pay you good, baby, and I'll let you keep whatever you cut. It's yours. I just want to film you so I can help my dentist how to do it right. Because, dude, we've done so many full arches, upper, lowers. I mean, there was just one yesterday. I'm walking by the Bob's office. He goes, Shaun, look at this, man. Look at Crossland. He just seeded all this, and it's a full upper, lower. And I'm like, dude, how many times?
That was that, and that was that implant case.
Yeah, it's like 8.
Don't do a ton of those, but that was a fun case. That one ended up, they put the implants in Brazil and came back and used the Branimark system, but it was a Brazilian brand.
Yeah.
But Bob, since I mentioned it, he knew everything and took good care of me, and I got it seated so good. Patients thrilled.
Yeah.
Life's good.
But over and over we've done that, and you're a big Improgum guy.
Yes.
Always. And I always tell all my dentists, when they're asking, you got polyether, polyvinyls, one hydrophobic, one hydrophilic, it's why it's in all the dental schools, because, they don't really know how to keep that blood dry. And I can always say you can go into a wet environment with an Improgum and get a better impression than a dry environment with a polyvinyl. And
Right.
you always just backload the body too. You don't really wash the preps, do you, with the Permanine anymore? I mean, you kind of always been a backload the body.
I'll uh, we
Just
are.
depends.
I don't know. It's not. We have fun, but it's just basic nuts and bolts dentistry. It's we don't. We don't promote big cases. I don't have a finance room or anything like that. We talk to people. They come in. We talk. They're friends. We sit down, and I do the workmanship dentistry. It's just bring them in, cut the preps, take an impression with Impergum. I'll use a E-Surge, electrosurge unit on it, not even a laser, poor man's laser.
No, hey,
And,
it still smokes in the air.
I usually take a little wash. I'll put a little drop of Impergum right back into the impression, the same Penamix,
Yep.
Penatube, and take a little wash inside of it and get a nice collar for you guys to.
Oh, your margins are
see
always
and-
there, and it's weird. Is I just remember they always show me your impressions, and I just love it, and I just love that nasty smell of Impergum. But all your preps, man. If you could see a lot of my impressions, sometimes it's hit and miss sometimes, and I just think you got it down so consistent. And I think with what you said, and I've said and preached this so much before. It's like that football team. It's like Belichick and frickin' Brady and just a core unit sticking together. And I think with your staff, your girls, I've known those girls forever. They don't change. And so you guys are just like on playoff mode every day. And it's the basics what you're doing. You're doing bread and butter dentistry, but you're doing bigger stuff. But you can do pretty much it all. But you don't bite into things you don't feel comfortable with. I don't think you do a ton of endo, do you? A little
No.
bit? Yeah.
No. I'll do anterior endo, but we got a guy down the street that he's so good at molars. It's just
Yeah.
in the length of time that it takes me to do a molar endo, we can do more crown and bridge
Oh,
to make that
heck
more
yeah.
sense anyway.
I'm telling you,
I
I
gotta
mean,
keep you guys happy.
oh,
you know?
dude, and you do. I mean, you do. I mean, if you're doing a couple $100,000 of me every year, you got to be doing some many millions at your place. I mean, that's a pretty neat thing in this day and age. That's what I'm saying. You should probably, when you get done here in 5 years, you don't have your daughters going. None of your daughters are going in dentistry, right? You sell it to
No.
the highest bidder. They'll come and give you like millions in a wheelbarrow, right?
Dentist offices don't get to do that. We don't get to sell for multiples or anything. I mean,
You dental
when you
labs.
sell tennis shoes, you can get 4 or 5 multiples of your revenue. You make crowns. Anybody that can afford you doesn't need it, and anybody that needs it can't afford it. So, we don't do that well. I had a really good buddy of mine retired. He was a really big endodontist in the area, and I was talking to an associate. Anyway, he said, Rick, if you really like dentistry, I said, man, I love it. It's fun. He goes, just work one extra year in your mind. Think that's part of the purchase price. Then when you sell it, whatever you sell it for, you'll be a happy man. You won't be bitter the rest of your life for not getting what you wanted out of it.
Absolutely.
That's good advice.
Absolutely.
But it's
really-
actually, you make it fun. I mean, dentistry used to be a lot harder. Now,
Yeah.
you send back, you'll send back 8 or 10 anterior crowns, and it takes 5 minutes to put them in. It's just
I know.
amazing stuff.
And it really works when we work together with a great dentist like yourself, and it really is kind of fun. I mean, I really love it now that I'm not on the bench anymore, first off, but I love it that people smiles when I do mostly the anterior segments on my friends or people I see, and it's just a really neat feeling that what we do for people and making them feel better and just have more confidence, and it's a really neat thing. I mean, I love making people smile. I love making their smiles, but it's a pretty neat and rewarding thing where we can change people's lives in a way, even just posteriorly to eat. A lot of people can't eat if they got this, and it's not so much the vanity and the aesthetics, but I've had this molar I haven't eaten over on this side in 3 years because these teeth are all jacked up. I'm over on this quad over here now, but then I blew that one out, and then just to get a little root canal or a crown prep, and it changes their lives. But
Or you see somebody that they cover up their mouth, or when they smile, and then we'll do their anteriors, and next thing you know, you got this guy or this woman that just blossoming, and they're laughing
Yeah.
and giggling and showing their mouth, and it's a life changer. It really is.
It really, I did a
But you
bunch.
guys are great. I mean, I call up, and you used to spoon feed me. Now I got Bob taking care of me. You guys do well for me, man. I'll call him up with the communication is awesome. In this day's technology too. I mean, I have guys say, "How can you use a lab in California? What about custom shading and all that stuff and everything?" With the technology that we had, you take a picture, it's on your bench immediately, and it works. Oh my God, your zirconia, it's amazing. It just it fits. It looks so good on the margins. Yeah, you're proud of your stuff. It looks good.
I thank you so much for saying that. That is so awesome. We really we've come a long way. I mean, I remember before through in my early years, 2002 to 5 or 6, and when we were doing that Eris, we had some issues there. And
yes.
God, and I have a clear.
Eris had some issues through the years.
Yeah.
And CapTech.
We did.
When you opened up yours was an issue with that
cracking
22 karat gold and the porcelain blowing off of it and stuff. But man, your zirconia is amazing, man. I love it.
That's so cool. Well,
I still am glad that you kept your PFM also, though.
Yeah.
When you do a long span bridge in the back, I still like my gold under there.
I know you always be a white gold or semi but you're a go-getter back then with PFMs, and we kind of worked you into our Ultra, and I'm trying to get you on my Bruxer aesthetic now a little bit, because that saves you money. I mean,
your new Bruxer aesthetic with the high translucency, it doesn't look like a Bruxer anymore.
No, it doesn't.
It actually looks like porcelain fused to zirconia. It looks great.
It really does. It's like, it's almost right there aesthetic-wise with the Emax, I think, and if not a little... It's pretty amazing, the new stuff, and being at the price point. I mean, it's 30% less than your Ultras in a way, and it's just something we're excited about it, because like we did way back in the day, that Eris, I mean, there was some breakage, and it was you kind of rely on these companies to do the R&D, and there were some issues and this and that, but nowadays with the zirconia and stuff, breakage has kind of gone away. Now we're more like into colors and line angles and just bringing it to the next level.
It's all changing. It used to be the value was so high before, it was real bright and brilliant and didn't have that depth and the translucency look. Now, the shaded cores and everything else, the stuff looks beautiful. I mean, it looks, and again, my word, crown ear. Yep. We got to get that into the vocabulary of everybody somewhere. We're doing, it's like a veneer material, but it's wrapped around the tooth like a crown. So all my patients are getting a crown ear.
Crown ear, dude! I'm gonna trademark that.
And I got to tell you, now the latest thing is also Amazon. I put a couple crowns in. I mean, there's no adjustment. And I look at the guy and he goes, "It's perfect." I said, "That's not." I take the drill, I do it just a little bit on it. Maybe even internally. I'm like, I have to do something because I don't want you to think you can buy these off of Amazon and eliminate me. So that's good.
Can you imagine that? It won't get to that, will it? Oh, it's crazy.
No. But shit, everybody's going to Amazon so much for losing jobs.
Can you believe that? I heard there's a lot of Amazon. What is that? Just like they buy stuff all day and buy stuff they don't need, or it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like you need a stereo. You don't go to Best Buy anymore. You click and it's there the next day from Amazon. Or
can you believe it?
You need golf clubs. You buy it on Amazon. I don't want these guys just buying their crowns and eliminating me. I got to work.
I got these doctors with these CEREC machines and stuff. That was a 1% back in the day. It's up to 4 or 5 now, I think. But I lost a lot of my onesie twosies, a lot of my single units to these guys. But they're doing like 4 units a day with that machine, or I don't know, where you could do 40 in a day or 25. I mean, it's just not that.
I like doing what I do well, and that's prepping the teeth, putting them in, doing all that stuff, and I'll leave that to the experts making it, because you do well. You're just it's awesome. So
that's so cool.
And then I'll have the pressure, and I mean, not to get you in trouble, but if there's ever an issue, it's never a. Well, it was the impression. It was it. You guys have always been done fit where we make it.
Yep.
Or never.
Oh, I know.
And we don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while we might get a marginal ridge chip or something and catch food in between. Other than that, it's all good.
That's so cool, dude. And it gets me excited when I talk to you and our other accounts that really get it, and kind of we have had successful relationships for 20 years. I mean, that's a long time, over 20. But dude, I love you, man. Thank you so much.
Love you too, buddy. We lasted longer than most marriages.
Yeah. But we got to get you out here too, for sure. And
so if I can stay in the top 3, I can come. You can bring me out next month.
Dude, I will fly you out anytime you want to come on out here. And I always tell you that, and you always pull my chain. We'll do that. We'll go over, pop over to Vegas. We'll get you out on the boat, whatever you want. I owe you everything. You know that. And I'd like to get you out here doing some little tutorials and stuff, because there's a lot of guys that I wish they could get what you do, because you do things that are not above and beyond. You do things, it's kind of like a blue collar worker. You just do things the right way, and it's, 1, 2, 3. These are my burrs that I'm using when I'm cutting the prep. This is my margin, my impression, on and on. And it's just something, how you do it. It's just,
I would say it's more real life dentistry.
Yep.
And, like you said, blue collar, nuts and bolts. Don't try to push stuff. Just relax, have some fun. It's more fun now than it's ever been.
Can you believe that?
Cool.
That's so awesome. Well, Rick, I know you got to get going. I know you've had a long day. I want to thank you for coming on this week, and I got to go hit it over here and go get a golf lesson. I'm trying to learn how to play golf. Can you believe that? I'm horrible. I think I've never got better than a 140.
I used to know and forgot.
Oh. The more I practice, the worse I play. And I do the drums too. I've been playing them for like 5 years, and I take lessons on that. And the more I practice that, the worse I am. And the more I do they're very similar between the two. But you just think about too much on the golf. It's like, what did I do right? But I really love getting out there with my sons. We play, we try to get out there once a week and play, and it's pretty fun. I got my first par. No, I got 3 pars last week. First time I ever got more than 1 par in my 18 holes. And I got a birdie. And it was a par 3, and I got a birdie. I did it in 2. I didn't know what a birdie was. It's like a birdie or I said, eagle, that's an eagle. And they're going, no, Shaun, that's a birdie.
You did shank that one ball and hit that bird, though, didn't you?
Oh, I shanked. Where we play is in Monarch Beach, and there's houses everywhere. And my sons and me, man, we have launched balls in these houses. And you're responsible. And we always get out of that hole real quick. So we're not in that area. Yeah. It's like, let's skip this hole because there's someone, and we've hit so many.
Just write someone else's name on your golf ball before you start. That works every time.
I'm that guy. I got the best, these Pro V1 balls or whatever, and you know what? If it's off anywhere on the side, I don't go look for those. I just drop it right in the middle. Said, I'm not one of those guys that, I'm gonna go and hit it where it went. No, I want to go put it right back in the middle of the course.
We live in Florida. You miss the fairway and you go into the woods down here, you don't go after it. We got nasty stuff in our woods. Snakes and water moccasins and scorpion. You don't want to go in looking for ours, and gators and everything else. You stay out of our swampy lands around the course.
Oh, I bet. I remember that little...
The course we live at East Lake Woodlands, I think there's 3 holes that don't have water.
I would be so scared of those gators out there.
They're everywhere. I mean, you go out and around the Gulf, you will see a bunch of deer. You will see a bunch of gator. I mean, we got everything. Our neighborhood at night, you come out and you think Florida, Clearwater, there's no wildlife, but we live on the edge of a really big preserve, and man, we get everything in our neighborhood. We get coyote and possum and armadillo and everything.
It's like the Jungle Book out there in Disneyland.
If you'd come visit me one time, I know, put in that hard day of work in there, but after that first 2 hours, you can get out.
Oh, heck yeah. I can. I can just take off any time. It's just Clearwater. I got it. No, I want to do it. I want to go there. It's like, I think they had it like the #1 beach.
You treated me very well when I came out there. You need to let me reciprocate.
I'm all for that, baby. Let's do it up for sure.
All right. Well, you have a great night. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. I'm glad we set this up. It was good to see you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Carlson. I want to thank you for coming on board. And I want to thank you all listeners for listening in to this week's Dental Up podcast. Make sure you check out us each week. Next week, we'll have a new one. Go to iTunes and subscribe to us. at Dental Up and KeatingDentalArts.com/promo for our promotions. But Dr. Rick Crossland, thank you so much. I love you, man.
You're welcome, buddy, and thank you for everything you do for me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later.
All righty, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Dental Up podcast show this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or search Dental Up Podcast on iTunes and get our weekly feed. Don't forget to visit KeatingDentalArts.com/promo for exclusive offers. Keating Dental Arts is a full-service dental laboratory, and we're nationwide. We would love for you to send us a case so we could show you the Keating difference. If you dig what you've heard, please leave us a review on iTunes, and we'll be back next week.